Well, and on that point, and I haven't written this yet.
Okay.
I wanted to try to corroborate it before I put it on PFT, but unsolicited last night, I heard from someone I've known for a long time who said Matthew Stafford called Kyler Murray yesterday to try to pitch him on the Rams. Now, I don't know whether or not it happened, but that's out there.
Okay.
That's out there. So
that's interesting.
That's out there from somebody who is in the, in the club, so to speak, that Stafford made the phone call to Kyler Murray. And who's in L.A. now? Who's there?
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury.
Who's there on that staff?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, you're right. I forgot about that aspect too.
But the idea is this, and the selling point is, look what a stint with the Rams did for Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Kyler Murray's good buddy. When I was interviewing Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield called him 3 times during the interview. They are tight. They were together at Oklahoma, and they've been, I assume, 5, 6, 7 years later, they still keep in touch. I don't know that they've had a falling out. I haven't heard that. But to the extent that Kyler wants to have a strong second act, Baker's been there, done that. And even though it was just a cup of coffee with the Rams, it wasn't a full-year commitment, that becomes a possibility. Number one, we don't know when Matthew Stafford's going to get injured. We spent weeks in the preseason wondering if the guy was even going to play.
Yeah.
He made it through 17 games. Just because a guy made it through 17 games one year, and I don't say this as like a indirect Malocchio or anything like that. I'm just pointing out reality. It doesn't matter that he played 17 games last year. This year's going to be this year, and he's going to be a year older.
Yeah.
And we know he's got a back issue and anybody that's had a back issue, as you know, it can pop up out of nowhere without warning.
Right. Yeah, it's dicey. Then that's where I say it. I just go, that's the situations you want to be in. That's where you want to be, where if you get a chance to go on the football field, you can really have the support of the team around you to therefore show all the skills you have to offer the organization. And Minnesota, that's, of course, one that I look at and go, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, he could play for the Dolphins, but I don't think it's the best situation for success as we sit here right now. Minnesota, the Colts, and then be a backup for the Rams. And then we'll see what happens with the 49ers there. And if something does happen with Mac Jones, which I think is still going to be unlikely that anything does happen. But, yeah, that Rams one makes a lot of sense, and that's what I would be looking at if I were a Kyler Murray. Places like that. I even wrote down on my list the Eagles. The Eagles are another one. We've heard, we've heard things that
They wanted to trade for him at one point.
Exactly.
They wanted to trade for him when they weren't sure about Jalen Hurts.
Exactly. So there's history there. If they're going to just spread the field and not motion, and Jalen Hurts isn't going to let them do anything offensively, Kyler Murray would be a scary combination there too for his ability to run and all that. So that's another one I'd look at to go, that would make sense for you, Kyler Murray. Those are the ones to me that are at the top of the list that where he could succeed and he could have a chance to rebound in the second act of his career.
I think the question is, does he want to play in 2026, or is he willing to be number 2 with the possibility that he'll play if there's injury or complete and total ineffectiveness? That's the key. Well, and Murray could be exactly what the Eagles need to get Jalen Hurts to get with the program.
Yeah.
Be exactly what they need. They need something to get Jalen Hurts to run the offense the way they want it to be run. If Derek Gunn's reporting from during the 2025 season is accurate,
it's accurate.
Hurts
Don't worry.
Was not running the plays.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm trying to save us a full day of having Eagles fans, up our butts.
Screw that. If they don't want to hear the truth, then they don't want to have to hear the truth. You know what the number one thing that was said to me last week at the Combine by people in sports media? Damn. You were so right about the Jalen Hurts thing. Damn, you were so right about the Jalen Hurts thing. Man, I heard you say it. I called people there. Damn, you were so right about the Jalen Hurts thing. I'm reporting it. Forget Derek Gunn. I'm reporting it. There we go. And, that would be the perfect thing. You're right. They need somebody there that maybe threatens him a little bit to where he can't just say, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to run the play that way. So, that would make sense.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.